Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to low-sal-life. Today we're talking about low or no poo options. Basically other options that is not using shampoo to take care of and clean your hair. And we're talking specifically about things that people don't think about when they consider no poo, because there's so many different varieties and ways to clean your hair, but you haven't thought about this. And for my normal viewers, you know where I'm going with this, but this is more for new visitors to my channel. And if you're new and you like what you heard, maybe consider subscribing. So we're going to talk a little bit about my hair care journey, where I messed up with the no low poo options for cleaning my hair. In there we'll also talk about really great options to clean your hair, but then when I realized that I was salicylate sensitive and how using my no poo options were actually damaging my scalp, and how I am managing my hair care routine now, including a water only option that I did and how I made that work, and what I do now, which is basically use animal products only. So let's get started. So I have very nice thick hair, and it used to be much thicker. I'm half Latina and my hair is generally quite straight. There's sometimes it can be a little bit wavy. This is untreated. I have not put any product in here. I did straighten the top of it just because it gets a little bit frizzy sometimes, but I'm in a low humidity environment. I wash it using lard soap only. Sometimes I rotate different products, but I only use animal products now on my hair. And although I'm open-minded to other low salicylate products, yeah, and I basically stopped using shampoo and conditioner over a year ago. I have lost about a third of my hair, and the first major loss was from medicine. So if you're new to my channel, you don't know that I have quite a few allergies. I have environmental allergies to like grasses, mites, dust, feathers, different things like that. I also am a botanist, and I spend a lot of time outdoors, spend a lot of time hiking, so those environmental allergies and that connection is very challenging for me to deal with. And then in the last 2.5 years, I realized I was salicylate sensitive. So basically every time I ate, I would get sick at some capacity or another. And I went through all the food allergy testing, IgE, IgA, IgG, whatever. I did it all, gluten-free, and I really never got anywhere with anything substantial until I found out about food chemical intolerances. That includes salicylates, amines, glutamates, sulfites. There's probably a few others that I'm missing, but those chemicals your body can react to them, and mine in particular is to salicylates. So I feel for people when I see forums that are like, I put coconut oil on my hair and my scalp, I did a mask overnight and my hair fell out. Why is this happening? And people respond, and they never ever consider that it might be salicylates in their products. So 5 years ago, because of my allergies, they were so bad and so severe, I ended up having an anaphylactic reaction and ended up not being able to breathe, which sucks. Carry an EpiPen. As a result of that, my doctor wanted me to go on Claritin, Zyrtec, some kind of antihistamine. It turns out those give me anxiety, and I'm not an anxious person in any way, shape, or form. He then recommended an anti-anxiety medicine that is, I think it was like an SSRI. I do not know the name of it. I tried looking through all my medical records. I cannot find it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, he said it was a terrible SSRI, anti-anxiety, but it was a great antihistamine. In particular, targeted the histamine 3 receptors, and so I tried it. It was amazing. It did not cause anxiety. My allergies were much better, much more manageable, but it made my hair fall out. I lost probably a quarter of my hair, And that was very devastating. So that was like the first wave. I realized exactly what was going on about 2 or 3 weeks into the medicine, and I stopped it, and about a week or two later my hair stopped falling out. And then I started having regrowth from that maybe about 6 months later. So you know, things happen. Medicine sucks. That's why we want to be healthy now rather than treating issues later. So then over the next like few years, I continued to lose hair at a little bit greater loss than I was used to experiencing. I also started having a dry, itchy scalp, and I don't know what it's from. So I ended up wanting to go through and treat my hair better, and you know, the no-poo movement was starting. And for those of you who've been living under a rock, no-poo means no shampoo, but it also is a double entendre, meaning that it's, you know, no-poo, like no crap on your scalp. So anyway, sorry I had to explain that, but my mother is watching. So basically I wanted to figure out how I could stop using shampoo to clean my hair. Not to mention I wanted to get rid of the plastic, and I wanted easier ways to like maintain my hair. I wanted to wash my hair like once a week. Wouldn't that be great? Like I do every other day, sometimes every day, sometimes every 3 days, but I really wanted it a little bit more. So anyway, so if you have seen any of these ideas of things that you can use for your hair for no poo, I have tried them. So I'm going to list some of them off for you. Coconut oil, argan oil, honey, teas. I saw chamomile tea a few times, which I've used. Neem, aloe, soapnuts, amla, applesauce mask, Castile soap, olive oil, almond oil, lemon juice, vinegar, baking soda. You get the gist. With the exception of baking soda, every single thing that I listed on here is high in salicylates. And of course, not all of them work. Not all of them worked for my hair. They might work for you. I ended up trying all of these options out, and I found that amla and soapnuts worked the best for my hair. It was amazing. If you can start off no-poo with something to cleanse your hair with, and you pick amla and soapnuts, you'd be in good shape. Unless you were one of my viewers who are salicylate sensitive. My hair was looking awesome, but my scalp was getting drier and itchier, and it was so terrible. Now, at the peak of this amla and gooseberries, amla is gooseberries, dried gooseberries, and then soapnuts is a dried fruit of a plant. So at the peak of this, I ended up finding out I was salicylate sensitive. I had a meal, I had some olive oil, corn, watermelon, I probably had some wine and coffee that day. Who knows what else I ate that day, but I ended up having a reaction. And over the next few weeks, I realized that I was probably sensitive to olive oil, and it was probably the coconut oil I was using, and all these other things that I was using. So I finally, I stopped using the amla and the soap nuts, and then I switched over to, I found a salicylate-free shampoo list on Fiber Free, and I just bought some Head & Shoulders at that point. It said it was salicylate-free, so I decided to go with it. It did have fragrance, but I know not every fragrance has salicylates, so maybe they knew better. But it turns out that there's 2 different types of salicylate-free or low salicylate diets. One is if you're chemically sensitive, like I am, it kind of functions as an allergy. The other is for fibromyalgia folks that do the guafenicin program and protocol. And what that is they want to reduce the level of salicylates. You don't have to go that low. And basically, fragrance and coconut products and all different things are allowed. I then switched to clear and a free and clear, like low allergy shampoo and conditioner. I still continue to lose my hair. Now, I couldn't figure out if it was due to my diet or due to the products I was using in my hair. And that's when I decided that I would switch to animal only products, because animals are contain the least amount of salicylates out of anything. Salicylates tend to be, they're like natural aspirins, and they tend to be in plants, which is why all of these items that are recommended for no-poo are high in salicylates, because they tend to be from plants. So I switched to animal-only products because that way I can ensure that I'm not consuming any plants on my scalp. So I decided to go with that. And when I did that, I stopped losing my hair, which was great, which meant that there was something I was putting on my scalp that was making it really upset. So I switched to a lard bar. I use like lard or tallow. That's the only ingredient in it besides the lye and the salt. And I get these on Etsy or from other vendors online. You can check out my website, low-sal-life.com, and I have a food and directory list, and I put the products that I use up on there. If there's products that you want up there too for the community to know about that you use, email me a link for the product and I'll put it up, and then people can rate it and say if they like it or not. So then after I did that for a little while, kind of got used to that, I decided I was just going to, what if it was, my scalp was still dry and itchy. I wasn't losing any hair anymore, but there's still the question, what if something I'm putting on my scalp is still causing my hair to be dry and itchy? So I switched to water only, and I did that for about 3 months, and I don't currently do it now. I didn't go through a detox phase. I don't know if I necessarily believe in the detox phase of your hair. I think it takes a while for your body to get used to like a different hair routine, but I don't know if your body's really eking out all sorts of chemicals and toxins out into your scalp. I think people say that. Like if somebody said that to me, like when I was losing my hair and it was dry and itchy on my no-poo journey with all these plants, they probably would have said, oh, you're just detoxing. But no, I wasn't detoxing. I was having an actual like chemical allergic reaction to the stuff on my scalp. So if you are having issues on your no-poo journey, like just know that it might not be detox. It might actually be a reaction to the products you're putting on your scalp. I decided that I would do water only, and I was not going to do it, once a week and do the water only, wash your hair once a week thing. I needed clean hair for when I went to work, and it needed to be presentable, and I didn't want to look like a hippie, and so, I needed to clean every day. So I was also, I was swimming too in a saltwater pool. So that was another thing that I had to deal with. And then of course I was exercising, so I'd get hot and sweaty, right? And I didn't want salt and sweat in my hair. So I decided I'd wash my hair every day, which was great. I realized that I had a better luck washing my hair with water only if I had a very hot shower. I felt like it just melted the grease away and it was more manageable. I know that an overly hot shower isn't great for your scalp. You should really use warm and not hot, but I needed the grease to go away, and I thought hot water would be better than using chemicals. So that was one tip that I found very useful, was just to use hotter water to get more grease out. The other thing that I thought was really useful was using this face mitt. So this is a little silk mitt that I use for exfoliating my skin. It's the one I have is for your face, so you can just rub your face with it. It's got a little bit of texture on it. I do know that they make a more coarse version for your arms and bodies, but I use this on everything. So what I would do is I would just run the silk mitt through my hair, and it would help attach some of the grease to the silk mitt, and that worked great. And then I would wash the silk mitt with some lard soap or even some shampoo, and I would get all the soap residue off of that, and then I would go through and continue to remove the grease using a manual method. So that was fantastic. That worked out really well for me. I felt like the water only, I had to put a little bit more effort into my hair, so I think it was just because of convenience that I stopped doing it. I think this it's a saltwater pool, but ultimately it's still chlorine. So I could still smell chlorine on me, and that really bothered me, so I started using the large soap again. And then the other reason why I am not doing the water only option anymore is because I moved and I have hard water now, and I realized that having soft water is very nice for removing crap from your hair, and hard water is not so nice. So I find it more challenging to stick with a water-only routine. That's kind of where I've been. Right now, like I said, I've switched to animal-only products, and I'm going to do a video on that in, I think the next video, 2 videos from now. So definitely check that out when that comes out. I do want to say that because I've had a dry, itchy scalp, that I've tried a lot of different natural products, and before, you know, there's this before and after knowing about salicylates and not knowing about them. So if you've tried any of these, I just want to say that please eliminate the idea that you might be salicylate sensitive, because all of these here items are really high in salicylates. For natural dandruff options, some of the most popular are tea tree oil, coconut oil, aloe, aspirin, Listerine, aspirin's pure acetyl salicylic acid, Listerine, mouthwash, rosemary, mint, essential oils, and raw honey. All of those are super high in salicylates. Salicylates can be absorbed through your scalp and your skin, so if you're putting masks on that last like all night, you're going to absorb more of the chemical. So just something to think about. There isn't a test to get to figure out if you are salicylate sensitive. The best way to do it is just do an elimination diet. Most people are sensitive to food primarily, but then it can also be absorbed or inhaled. So if you're already really sensitive to fragrances, that might be a key. If you're having bloating, IBS, you know, eczema, headaches, migraines, skin issues, anything like that, you might be salicylate sensitive. Talk to your doctor. US doctors don't really know anything about this. There are other countries that know a lot more than we do about it in the country, outside of the US. So, you know, check out my website. I'm trying to put up as much research on there as possible. Check out the salicylate forums. They're really helpful. There's a lot of knowledgeable people that have lived with this for, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. So check those out. And as far as what you can use in your hair, my next video will be 5 no-poo options, if not more, that you can use in your hair, and then I'll have another video that is my hair care routine with animal-only products. So stay tuned. See you next week. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at low-sal-life, and I think that's all for now. Bye!